Hello, my amazing learners, and welcome back to the Wisdom English podcast. My name is Sarah. What if I told you that in this episode, you'll master 30 sentences that native English speakers use every single day? And what if, by the end of our time together, you'll feel these sentences rolling off your tongue naturally without hesitation? You're not just listening today. You are actively speaking. You're shadowing me. You are about to discover one of the fastest ways to speak English fluently. Today is day 1 of our 30-day shadowing journey, and we're starting with the most important part of the day, the morning. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the simple secret that makes practicing with your daily routine so incredibly effective. If you've never done shadowing before, here's the magic. Listen to me. Then, in the pause, repeat exactly what I say. Copy my rhythm, my tone, and my speed. Don't think about grammar, just let your mouth learn the natural flow of English. Don't worry if you can't keep up at first. That's totally normal. Just do your best and you'll improve with each sentence. Let's start shadowing. Let's start with my morning routine. Ready? Let's go. Part 1. The morning routine, waking up. Let's begin at the very beginning of the day. This first set of sentences is all about the quiet moments of waking up and getting your body and mind ready for the day ahead. Let's practice together. I wake up at 7:00 every morning. I wake up at 7:00 every morning. This is a great simple sentence to start your day. The phrasal verb wake up is what we use specifically for the moment our eyes open and we are no longer sleeping. It's different from get up, which is the next physical action of getting out of bed. Notice the clear time marker at 7:00 and the frequency every morning. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. The bedside table is the small table right next to your bed, and the sound an alarm makes is rings. The alarm clock rings. Notice the adverb loudly. It describes how the alarm rings. You could change this adverb to describe your alarm. Is it quiet? Does it ring softly? Or is it very annoying and rings obnoxiously? I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. Stretching is when you extend your arms and legs to wake up your muscles after sleeping. And a yawn is that big, open-mouthed breath you take when you're sleepy. It's a great vocabulary word to know. The phrase getting out of bed is the action that follows waking up, and it's the perfect, natural way to say this. First, I drink a glass of cold water. First, I drink a glass of cold water. Many people do this to hydrate their bodies after a long night's sleep. The word first is a perfect transition word. It signals the beginning of a sequence of actions. It helps to structure the story of your morning. You could also use other words like to start with, or the first thing I do is I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. The adverb exactly is a good word to add here to show that you are very precise and specific. If you are not as precise, you could say for about 2 minutes or for around 2 minutes. This small word choice can add more personality to your speaking. I wash my face with warm water and soap. I wash my face with warm water and soap. A simple but essential sentence for describing your morning cleaning routine. It's a very common and natural phrase. You could add more detail if you wanted. For example, I wash my face with warm water and a gentle soap to feel refreshed. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. The bathroom mirror is a common collocation. A collocation is a group of words that often go together naturally. When you look at yourself, you are checking your appearance. This is a very common action we do every morning. I comb my hair and make it look neat. I comb my hair and make it look neat. To comb your hair is to use a comb to arrange it. If you have longer hair, you might use a brush and say, I brush my hair. And the adjective neat means tidy and in good order. This is a great word to describe a clean and organized appearance. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. Put on is a very important phrasal verb that means to wear. We often have specific, comfortable clothes we wear in the morning, like a bathrobe or sweatpants, before we get fully dressed for the day. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. To make your bed is another great phrasal verb. It means to arrange the covers, sheets, and pillows neatly after you get out of it. It's a habit that many people do to start their day in an organized and productive way. Perfect! Can you feel how these sentences are starting to flow? Keep going. Your English-speaking muscles are already getting stronger. Let's move on to the next part of our morning. Part 2. The morning routine, breakfast, and getting ready. Now that we're awake and fresh, let's move on to the next part of the morning, having breakfast and getting ready to leave the house. Let's continue shadowing. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. Turn on is a phrasal verb we use for any electronic device. We turn on the lights, we turn on the TV, and we turn on the coffee machine. The opposite is turn off. It's an essential phrase for modern life. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. Scrambled eggs are eggs that are mixed together with milk and cooked in a pan. Toast is sliced bread that has been browned by heating. What about you? What do you like to make for breakfast? You could practice by changing this sentence. I make oatmeal and fruit for breakfast. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. The word while is a great conjunction to connect two actions that are happening at the same time. I am eating, and at the same time, I am reading. This is called multitasking. You could also say, I eat breakfast and listen to a podcast. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. A simple sentence to describe your breakfast drinks. You can easily change this to match your own routine. For example, I drink apple juice and green tea, or I just drink a large glass of water. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. After breakfast is a great time phrase to transition to the next activity. And the sink is the basin in the kitchen where we wash our dishes. You could also say, I load the dishwasher if you have one. I choose my clothes for work carefully. I choose my clothes for work carefully. The adverb carefully describes how you do the action. It means you are paying close attention and taking your time. The opposite might be quickly or hastily. How do you choose your clothes? I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. Here we are using put on again. You can see how common and essential this phrasal verb is when we talk about our daily routines. Favorite is a great adjective to use to add a little more personality. I check the weather forecast on my phone. I check the weather forecast on my phone. The weather forecast is the prediction of what the weather will be like. Today sunny, cloudy, rainy. This is a very common morning activity for people all around the world, as it helps us decide what to wear. I pack my lunch in a small container. I pack my lunch in a small container. Many people pack their lunch to take to work or school because it's often healthier and cheaper than buying lunch. A container is a reusable box for holding food. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. To grab something is an informal and very common verb that means to take something quickly. Before you leave the house, you always grab the essentials. These are the things you cannot leave without. Amazing! You're halfway through our morning routine shadowing practice. If you're shadowing with me right now, drop a heart in the comments below. I want to see how many of you are practicing with me. Part 3. The commute and arriving at work. Now we are ready to leave the house and start our workday. Let's continue with the journey to the office. Remember to repeat after me. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. The word sharp is a great word to add after a time to mean exactly at that time. For example, you might say, the meeting is at 2 p.m. sharp, which means it will start at exactly 2:00 p.m., not a minute later. It makes you sound very punctual. I walk to the bus stop near my building. I walk to the bus stop near my building. A simple and clear sentence to describe the start of your commute, which is your daily journey to and from work. You could change this to fit your life. I walk to the subway station, or I get in my car. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. We often use the number of the bus to be specific. You can easily change this number to your own local bus number to make the sentence more personal and easier to remember. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. This is a fantastic way to use your commute time for learning. Notice the preposition here is on the bus. We say on the bus, on the train, and on the plane. I arrive at my office at 9:15. I arrive at my office at 9:15. Arrive at is the correct phrasal verb for reaching a specific place like an office, a station, or a building. We arrive at a location, but we arrive in a city or a country. For example, I arrived in New York. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. To greet someone is to say hello in a friendly way, and colleagues is a more formal and professional word for the people you work with. A friendly smile is an important part of nonverbal communication. I check my emails and make a to-do list. I check my emails and make a to-do list. A to-do list is a list of tasks that you need to complete during the day. This is a very common first activity for many people when they start their workday to help them get organized. I attend 3 important meetings today. I attend 3 important meetings today. To attend a meeting means to go to it and be present. This is a good professional verb to use in a work context. It sounds more formal than just, I go to 3 meetings. During my lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. During my lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. The lunch break is the time in the middle of the day when you stop working to eat. And the cafeteria is a place in a company or a school where you can buy and eat food. I work on my computer until 5:00. I work on my computer until 5:00. A simple and clear way to describe the end of your workday. The word until is the key word here, showing the duration of your work from the morning up to 5:00. It shows the end point of your activity. Incredible, you just shadowed 30 essential daily routine sentences. But we're only halfway through my day. In tomorrow's episode, we will reveal my evening routine, plus the 5 secret words that can make you sound 100% native. The final secret. Great work today. You have listened to a full morning and work routine. You have practiced new vocabulary. You have repeated 30 full sentences. And most importantly, you have tried to speak in English. This is real progress. You're not just studying English. You are using English. You are living in English, one sentence at a time. Keep building your confidence. Keep practicing these sentences until they feel easy and automatic. And now, for the secret I promised at the beginning. The simple secret that makes practicing with your daily routine so incredibly effective is this. Your life is the best textbook you will ever have. You don't need to search for interesting topics. You don't need to imagine complex situations. Your own daily life is full of real, useful vocabulary and natural sentences. When you learn to talk about your own life in English, you are building the most important skill of all, the ability to express who you are. So, my challenge to you is this. For the next week, I want you to choose just one part of your day, your morning, your afternoon, or your evening in practice, describing it out loud in English every day. Just for 2 minutes. Talk about what you're doing as you're doing it. Make it a habit. You will be amazed at how much your confidence and fluency improve. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English podcast channel to watch our next videos.